You really don't want to know how the sausage is made or how the semen is harvested.
Hey there. Welcome to episode 47 of the Musers, the podcast. We're your three podcasting buddies. I'm Gordon.
That was my college number 47.
For some reason, fake Michael Irvin is joining us.
That's right, Michael. That's true. I'm George.
And I'm Craig, and Michael 47 was a terrible number for a wide receiver.
I know. It's bad.
Makes no sense.
Did you choose that, Michael, or did...
No. That's just what they gave me when I was a freshman.
What? You kind of mumbled there a little bit.
I did, buddy. I did.
Boy, that is like the worst football number
Yes.
of all of them, practically.
Name another good 47.
I really can't. Off the top of my head,
think
I can't.
Isn't 67 a bad number too, though?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Are all ending in sevens bad numbers? Because 27 seems a little weird to me.
77's okay for a football
37
number.
seems a little weird to me. 47, 57. I think the ending in 7 is a bad.
87's a decent tight end number.
87's okay.
97's not bad for a defensive lineman.
Yeah. That's okay.
17's not great for a quarterback.
No, it's
7
not.
was Elway.
27's okay.
7's
defensive
okay
back.
because it's single digit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the worst single digit number for a football player? 6?
Yes.
No.
5?
I think
5's bad too.
9.
Romo was 9, though, and I thought it looked cool.
Eh.
Oh, okay. Wait, 9 is worse than 5?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know
At
about
least
that.
there's been some 9s though. That I can't name a 5.
5, you look faster.
It's too
That doesn't
wide.
make a lot of sense.
9 is
but-
Five's too wide.
9's too big of a number. It's the highest of the single digits, so it makes you look slower.
No, I think that it looks faster because it looks like, with the tail of the 9, it looks like it's running off to one side. It looks like it's darting away.
Here's how I can prove this. A linebacker wearing 55 looks a lot faster than a lineman wearing 99.
Well, yes,
yeah.
but that's not due to the 9s
You
necessarily.
think 55 looks faster than 59 as a linebacker?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
And if a linebacker were wearing 99, he'd look slower than the guy next to him wearing 55.
Okay, who looks faster, the 99 or the 97 guy?
The 97 guy,
How about the 98 guy? I think 99 looks faster than 98.
maybe.
See, so I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with, it just has, I don't even think scientists could figure out why one seems faster than the other.
We
But
all
it doesn't follow one single principle.
We all agree number one looks the fastest, right?
Yeah.
It's very sleek.
Does it?
It's aerodynamic.
Although 0's starting to look kind of fast to me.
It
Okay,
can.
what looks faster, 1 or 11?
1, unless Danny White's
Unless
wearing
Danny-
it.
If
was wearing
1 is the
11.
fastest, though, then 2 1s is doubly fast.
No, because the more numbers on your jersey, the more weighted down you are.
Trust me, he's thought about this a lot.
I
Well,
have.
and the three of us have had huge disagreements, almost friendship-ending disagreements,
Over numbers?
over the 0 and 00 thing.
Right.
I'm the outlier here, and I'm the only one of the three of
can't
us that
even
has a
remember-
problem with 00.
Yeah.
I
I don't know what to say about it.
I don't understand why you don't have more of a problem with 00.
It just doesn't bother
It
me.
logically makes me crazy that 0 and 00 are the same numeric value, and yet we just accept that, oh, no, that's two different numbers.
So the
How is
Portland
it two different numbers?
Trailblazers several seasons ago put 5 guys on the court. They were 0, 00, 1, 2, and 3. The lowest
That's
possible
just crazy
combination you could have.
So insane. Will we get to a point, okay, would you support if we had a number 1 on the team and then we had a 1.0 on the team?
No.
That would be crazy to you,
1.0.
right?
I'm not going to go that far. No.
Okay, with same numeric value.
Yeah.
There used to be an old guard for UT, Austin, and San Antonio in the NBA named Johnny Moore, Moore, and he wore 00 because of the 2 O's in his name.
Oh,
I thought that
gosh.
was cool.
Yeah. And who was it Kenny Burroughs? Was that who was 00?
I think so, yeah.
And
Oilers.
for some reason, that always looked cool to me.
Robert Parrish was 00.
Yeah, so I think it's okay.
So they've allowed it for a long time.
Yeah.
I thought that was more of a recent deal.
No, it's for a long time been universally agreed upon that it's cool.
No, not that. All right, what about in football? The 00 has been common?
Not common.
Who was the Cleveland Brown who was 00 way back in the day? I don't know.
Jim Brown.
We'll use it as a placeholder, but no.
Yeah, Jim Brown or refrigerator. Not Refrigerator Perry, though. All right, let's get to this week's episode's letter of the week. I do have a couple of emails here before I get to our letter of the week. This one from our listener, Rich. He said he had to fly to Missoula, Montana to help load and then drive a U-Haul from Missoula to Fort Worth because his daughter and her husband are moving down here, and they had this little small car and a toddler. And so he, being the big man that he is, volunteers to go up there. And
that's really nice. I told my kids I retired from moving.
And drive their stuff down. Well, it was a 27-hour drive. And he said that it turned out to be extremely fun because he saved up episodes of this podcast. And he started at episode 13, Pet Peeves, and listened all the way through to episode 29, An Appreciation of Women. He said, this was a tremendous help. Time flew and I never felt tired. I, of course, stopped twice for sleep in Billings and Pueblo, Colorado. But Musers, it would have been a horrible experience if not for your podcast. Thanks, and keep up the good work. Thank you, Rich.
Okay.
That's great.
And let that serve as a reminder to people that our entire catalog is online. We do that as a service, make our past episodes available to people.
Yes.
A lot of podcasts don't have that kind of guts.
There.
Yeah, most of them burn their past episodes like a week later.
That's right. And then this one from P1 David, he says about the worried episode that we did, how you still worry. What do you worry about? He said one thing that was touched on was being worried about your child picking the right person to be with. Junior, you shared that about your daughter who's well out of dating age now, but a future worry that you just hope she finds the right person. And he shares his personal story with that. You want them to be someone that the family gets along with because that person will become your child's everything. If they're in a relationship with them. He said, my oldest son has not spoken to his mother or me going on 3 years now.
Oh, wow.
We've tried to stay in touch, but the text messages are never answered and voicemails not replied to. He's an uncle who has never met his nephew and in the near future, his niece. So being worried scenario is true, and there's nothing I can say or do to make him change his opinion or being involved with his family. It was said that eventually they'll figure things out on their own, but now I worry if it's too late to mend what's been broken.
How sad.
Yeah.
I'd like to think it's never too late. At some point, they'll find some sort of resolution. But that's really sad.
But yeah, when he's missed all those years and what kind of resentments have brewed on the family side now that this has happened.
Yeah.
Now, I'm taking P1 David's word for this, that there's not some other reason too. It's not just the evil what do you call it? That's not daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
So I'd say stepdaughter. That would work. Yeah. Yeah. Or step-husband.
Right. Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is. But how tough is that?
That's a tough one.
Missing a huge chunk of the family life because there's this disagreement that's going on based around someone's spouse.
And I've told you guys, and it's not just because they listen to the podcast, but my wife and I really did hit the jackpot with our daughter-in-laws, and I'm so thankful for that. And I think that was one of the things that, as we got to know them, that I just appreciated about them. That's what you want. You want someone who's going to love your son or daughter like you do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that, it's a wonderful thing.
Hope we get that.
I bet you will.
As I said in that episode, I just fear her getting in with the wrong crowd or eventually meeting the wrong guy that she thinks is great, but he turns out to be abusive or something.
Yeah.
It would just break my heart, and there would be very little I could do about it.
Yeah, and the abusers tend to isolate that person from their family.
Right.
You know, they will sow division there.
Yeah.
Also, so then you're not only you're cut off from her and she's in an abusive relationship.
Right.
So good luck with all that, Junior.
Man.
But, you know, and there's a fine line in there, too. As the parent, you are not marrying them. They may not be your ideal, you know,
Right.
person, but they're your son or daughter's ideal person. So maybe there's some.
They may annoy the hell out of you,
Right.
but if they're nice to your child and they're not
Right. Yeah.
trying to separate them from their family, then you
Yeah.
got to take a back seat and
Sure.
go along with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure as a grandparent, you have to follow a whole bunch of rules that you think are maybe a little bit ridiculous from time to time.
Yeah, we've matched up okay on that so far, but I do kind of enjoy the chaos when I kind of
You
let it
gave
do.
her a spoonful of non-organic yogurt.
Well, yeah, what's the
We're
big
not
deal?
going to spend the next 3 Christmases with you.
That hadn't happened yet, no.
And you have sons, so I would think that in my experience, it seems like every family I know, the mother of the children determines the social calendar and which holidays are spent where. Like they have 51% of the vote, don't they?
Yeah, they seem to.
They seem to be able to control
Yes.
which
And
goes where.
that's-
It always defaults to the mommy's where she's going to take the grandkids. Where does she want them to
Yes.
be for?
And that's one thing about being a grandparent is we have to realize they have their own family now. So
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, it's not always going to work with our schedule. And yeah, that's that whole dynamic. Because if we had our way, well, yeah, you'll come up
Yeah,
here
every time.
weekend. Yeah, it'd be good with us.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they stay with you not only every weekend, but then every week. And then you're like, well, now we seem to be paying for everything. I'm running
there's
a
the other
lodge
side
here
of it,
for you
too.
guys. And all right, this actually is our letter of the week. This one right here that I
Okay,
hold
this
in my
is it.
formerly nicotine-stained hands.
Very
I've
exciting.
heard that before.
Now, this
Someone
was
said that.
forwarded to me by our producer, Peter Welton. And he said, this is the most Gordon email ever. Comes to us from P1. We'll let that part out.
Yeah.
This comes to us from our listener, Patrick. He says, Dear Musers, I was recently catching up on some recent episodes. Heard you wondering at the end of episode 44 about how the scientists collected pig semen to use in the drops to fight eye cancer. I think George brought this up. Well, Patrick continues, I'm a veterinarian who studied animal science in undergrad at Virginia Tech, and unfortunately, I had to witness exactly how this is done.
Oh, my.
The harvesting of the
Mm.
pig gremen. One day, my junior year, I was at the swine barn for a lab
Swine barn.
for a livestock production class. Livestock production class? They have recording contracts?
Yeah.
Livestock production class I was taking. Part of the lesson that day was how they collect boar semen for use in artificial insemination. The class gathered around a pen with a metal saddle-looking thing in the center of it, and a grad student then walked into the pen and sprayed female pig pheromones all over the saddle. The barn manager then walked out a boar who proceeded to sniff around the saddle before finally mounting it with his two front legs on the saddle and his back legs still on the ground. The unfortunate grad student that knelt down next to him with a special bag in her hand.
She had to catch it?
And once the boar got excited enough, she put the bag over his penis and held it in place with her hand until he was finished.
What a terrible job.
When everything was done, the barn manager then reached down by where the boar was standing and picked up a gelatinous object. He explained that it was the gel plug that boars produce to keep everything inside the female,
Oh, my gosh.
and mentioned that the boars like to eat it after being collected.
They'll eat anything.
Yeah.
Before any of us had time to process what he had just said, he then threw the plug in front of the boar, who happily gobbled it up, which was truly one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. Hope this helps clear things up and reminds you to say a prayer for the poor grad students who are working hard to fight eye cancer. P.S. Neither the grad student, which was the hot girl who was down there with the pig, nor the barn manager wore gloves throughout this entire process.
How could you not wear gloves?
Wow. Maybe you want it to be more enjoyable for the hog.
Yeah, maybe the boar prefers skin on skin.
You don't want to know how
it just ruins it for me if you. Hey, please don't put on the latex glove. I lose a little sensation.
You really don't want to know how the sausage is made or how the semen is harvested.
No, you don't.
That will be a new Muser podcast T-shirt. Okay. All right. Start with a fun fact. I always like to do this. Fun fact. Nobody born after 1935 has ever walked on the moon.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Bunch of olds.
Kind of crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
As advanced as we are, you have to go back to 1935 and before to find someone who's actually born then that could walk on the moon.
It is wild, but I'm guessing that will change in about 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years, that'll change.
And a fun brain tickler for you. In a room of 23 people, okay, let's say that we're in a room with, you're in a room with 22 other people.
So 23 and me.
Yes, that's a good one. I liked it.
All right. I think George is scoring today.
He is.
He's doing well. What are the chances that 2 people in that room will share a birthday? Off the top of your head, what do you think?
I would say it would be, I'd say it'd be 1 in 500 or 1 in 1,000.
Okay.
I'd say it'd be very slim.
So 1 in
23 people in a room. What are the chances that 2 of them share the same birthday?
Because there are 365 possible birthdays. 366. There could be a leap year birthday.
True that.
In that room.
I'm going to say something crazy like 1 in 4.
What?
I'm going to go even crazier. It's like 1 in a billion.
Okay. All right. I've got 2 guys who have checked out of the podcast already. Thank you for being here.
I was actually trying.
It's 50%.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was closer.
And then if you bump that number up to 50 people in the room, then the odds jump to 97% that 2 of them will share the same birthday.
I don't understand that. How is that possible? That makes no sense.
If you go to 75 people, the chances are 99.97%.
Dang.
That's
well,
that's a vertical.
Let's do that
paradox,
next big party we're at.
That doesn't make mathematic sense to me.
No, that's what makes it.
That's why I said 1 in 4 because 365, but you have 23, so it's like 1 in. My math wasn't very good, but somewhere in there.
I think you're onto something. George is, in his way of thinking, is onto something because it's, you got 365, but then you have the 23 people, so 23 possible birthdays there, and then because it's any one person, you're talking about 2 people having it, and then you double that, and then you get to 50%. So you were saying that it's 25%, and then you double that, and it's 50%.
I had written down 19.3.
19.3. That's the show work.
But if you have 365 possibilities and 23 people in the room, so now don't you have a much greater possibility of the other 342 days, being out there that nobody's going to... It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, are you see there?
I don't think this is correct.
I think it absolutely is correct. As a matter of fact, I know it's correct. I know it's correct.
We read it on Reddit.
So we have 23 people right here at work right now. We could get us all in a room, and odds are someone shares a birthday?
Yes. We ought to try that experiment.
I don't buy it, but let's try it.
Party we're at.
Well, now, if we get 23 people in a room and then 2 people don't share a birthday, you're going to go, see, I told you it was fake. And
of course I will.
But the thing is saying it's a 50% chance that 2 people will share the same birthday.
Okay, then we'll go get another 23 different people.
If you get 75 people, then it's a 99.97% chance.
I'm not buying it.
Or something like that. Yeah, it's 99 something. So, it's a fun fact. See? Didn't that tickle your brain?
Yes.
Okay. Things I've noticed that have changed in my world. I used to be a big 2-wheeled suitcase snob. Have you known many of those?
Yes. Yeah, because I have a 2-wheeled suitcase, which I think is fine, and somebody
And
that I know
she has
really
opinions
well.
on it?
Yeah, she goes, I don't see how you put up with that.
Okay. All right. I was the same way. I thought that two-wheeled suitcase is the way to go. All the experts in the travel industry say, yeah, you got to go with the two-wheeled suitcase. That is the one. They look down upon four-wheel suitcase people, the two-wheel suitcase people.
The two-wheel is you tilt and pull it on
Tilt
the two
and pull.
wheels.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I have.
You get more interior room in your suitcase because of that, and so it's better for you traveling and so on. But I recently took a person of my choosing to the airport,
Mm-hmm.
and they had these two big, huge, ridiculous rolling suitcases. Overpackers, different
So you
conversation.
took a woman to the airport.
So, and of course, I was the luggage porter for some reason, and I'm taking these things to the airport, and I realized this is truly the superior way. They were four-wheeled models. I didn't have to do the tilt back and then worry about the dragon's tail that I have behind me of and people stepping on it and hitting it, and me getting hung up on somebody else's suitcase as I go past. And they just spin so nicely and freely through there. And I just realized, you know what? I give up. I think I want a four-wheel suitcase.
Okay.
I'm giving in. I'm making a huge sacrifice in my life, giving up this identity that I thought I had of a two-wheeled guy.
Yeah, I can see the advantages of the four-wheel. I just like the look of my suitcase. It's really convenient.
The four-wheel looks stupid, though.
Yeah.
But they're more maneuverable.
They're really maneuverable, but they also look stupid when they start pirouetting on you and they're spinning around and I don't know, but they are just more convenient. And I understand why 95% of the world is four-wheel suitcase.
Is that what it is now?
Wow.
I made that stat up. To be fair,
high.
that's different than the birthday thing, which is true. The 95% was made up.
Whenever I see someone going through an airport pushing a four-wheeled suitcase kind of out in front of them, to me, I think they are showing off.
Really?
Yes. I think that they got that suitcase half for show and half for convenience.
For show? What's the show?
That they're showing how much more maneuverable and easy it is to push compared to your pulling behind the two-wheel.
I don't think so. I also judge them harshly the same way you do, but in a different way. I just always think they look weak.
Yeah, there's something to that.
Something I just assume there's some atrophy there that hasn't been diagnosed.
Like it's a suitcase with training wheels?
Well, they just look like I can't bear the weight of any of it, so I just needed to set all the weight on the four wheels.
Right.
And then I'll touch it and tell it where I want it to go.
Right. I can't carry it. I can't pull it. I just have to guide it.
I don't know. I have no muscle mass.
The two-wheeler does have, you ever have emergency stop where you hit just a little something and it puts more pressure on your hand and it just flops over behind
Oh, yes.
you?
Yes. You lose the grip of it because you hit a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's usually as you're trying to go up the ramp to get out of everyone's way. And all of a sudden
it goes face first. And it's begging you for death.
Please.
It's like you're losing a trailer.
Put me out of my misery. I'm outdated technology. Please, God, go to four wheels.
So I noticed that. I've also, have you noticed that it's also, you never have the experience of having to rub the dollar on the side of the vending machine these days now because we mostly use credit cards.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the battle you used to have?
Oh my gosh!
With you only had $1.
You have to put it in just right too, and you're thinking the slower you put
you'll
it in,
spend
maybe
7 minutes trying to do this, like you're repairing a Swiss watch, trying to get that thing in there just right to ease it in there, and then the time you think you got it, I took it finally, and then it spits it back out. And it didn't have to reject it so hard,
right?
It could have gently issued it back to you.
Barely put it in there and
it would
just
take
spits it right out. It's like,
it takes it real gently as if, oh, thank you for this gift. Thank you. And then, spits it right back out. It vomits the dollar.
And you'd be
back
turning
your
around.
Nikes.
You're asking people, hey, does anybody have a crisp dollar bill? Just trade me.
Please. And they never look at you like you're on the up and up.
Right.
They always look at, man, where's that dollar been?
What kind of counterfeit money is he trying to pass off?
This is either counterfeit or it's been in a shoe for 2 years.
I can't remember the last time I used a dollar changer.
Yeah.
I know.
Because it's basically gone away.
Yeah.
Because we use credit cards
That's sad.
now. You know, the other thing that I was thinking about that has gone away, there was a time in this world where we used to always hear this sound.
Yeah, what happened to the car alarm?
So annoying.
Gosh.
Why did every car alarm sound the same? Like
Yeah.
nobody branched out into the sound palette
I don't
and
know.
make something different. Every car alarm sounded like that.
And what happened to them? Why did we just
Okay,
stop? Because
so-
every car now has the honking horn.
Yes.
Alarm?
That sound was a bunch of aftermarket alarms that were put on cars. So, and they were all vibration based. So it would be the rocking of the car that would set off the alarm. And that's why when a big bolt of thunder would go by or anything like that would set off multiple car alarms. And when car alarms first came out, you know, everyone would look over to see if somebody just forgot to turn off their alarm, because you would have to turn off the alarm before you opened your car door or it would go off, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There were two separate things. It
Yeah.
wasn't when you unlocked your car, it automatically disarmed the alarm, because there were two different systems.
I never had one.
Never ever.
I never had aftermarket car alarm.
No, I don't think I did either.
Didn't have it.
So you used to look to see if somebody just forgot and they're standing outside the car. And then you became so annoyed with the car alarm sound that you would hope that people were breaking into that person's car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it annoyed you so much.
And it got to a point where I just tuned it out because I would hear it so often. I just assume that was thunder or that was somebody
Yeah.
accidentally brushed up against it. It would never cause you to go look to see if a car was actually being robbed.
Never. You were not a good citizen.
No.
You were not part of
Man.
the web of people who were looking after other people's things. No.
Right.
That was like a big business, wasn't it? Because think of the early advertisers when we started in radio. Hey, get a car alarm, $99.
Yeah. Yeah. Car alarm installation was huge business.
Yeah.
But now every new car, I think, basically comes with an integrated alarm, which is a much better system now because it's not the vibration based. It's if someone actually tries to start your car and takes off with it and they don't have there's an immobilizer chip in the car, you know, that has to match with the fob and all that. And so it's a better system. You hardly ever hear the false alarm on the car alarm much anymore.
I can't remember the last time I heard that.
It's pretty rare these days. But I was reminded of that because I recently got a new car of my own choosing, and I found out that the alarm was not turned on from the car factory. It comes disabled or
Really?
disarmed. Yeah. And I would have never known this throughout the ownership of this car had I not been kind of a car guy and look on the forums and do all this. And
Are you talking the honk alarm or is it
the
have
honk
one of
alarm? No, it's not one of those. It's
Okay.
not one of those obnoxious ones.
Okay.
But even the integrated honk alarm was not armed when I got the car. So I had to turn it on. And there's always some ridiculous, weird procedure. Okay. Turn the car on, roll down the window, open the passenger side door for 3 seconds. And then you got to long press the traction button. It's a whole sequence of launching a space shuttle to get the thing turned on.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why they do it this way, but that's what they did. So I
Interesting.
had to arm the car alarm. And I just never would have known it. Somebody could have tried to break into the car and it never would have alerted me 7 years from now had I not read about this. Now, I don't know how common it is across brands, but it was common enough in this one particular car that I had that people were mentioning on the forums. Don't forget to activate your car alarm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Boy.
Now I got to go look at my car to see if my
Yeah,
alarm's
I have no
on.
idea.
Yeah.
Do you read every page of the guidebook or the manual?
I guarantee you 0.1% read every page of that manual.
Right.
It's
How
so
about
low.
a page?
I think even that's low.
I don't even read it until something comes up, like where's the spare tire or something like that.
There was a day where people used to read the manual to find out something of the maintenance schedule, but now I think people buy a car thinking, Well, whenever the oil change is due, I'm sure it will come up somewhere on this dash system. I'm sure
right.
it will tell.
Change oil
It's
soon.
responsibility to tell me when it needs to be taken care of.
Or how to reset the, you've changed your oil.
Oh, yeah.
Which one is it now?
And, once again, you got to sort through about 50 menus to find how to reset the oil reminder.
You know the worst function ever for a vehicle that you locked, or did you ever have the car that if you locked it a certain way, the windows would roll halfway down?
Oh, yeah. A lot of cars
No.
come with
Why,
that feature.
why is that?
What is that?
What do you mean? No. It's as a matter of fact, I just did this to my car. I had to buy an aftermarket solution because I bought a car that has a lot of people, who come up with aftermarket solutions for it. It's kind of a popular car for modders. And it did not come with the factory option of holding down your unlock button to roll down your windows. It's a great feature on a hot day when you're approaching your car and you don't have remote start. You can vent your car out as you're walking up to it and get all that hot air out of there.
And remote start is great too.
Yeah.
I like that. But I swear,
See, I don't have that because I got a stick shift, and you can't really start a car with a stick shift unless you sail it through the garage wall.
Huh?
So,
But you know what I'm talking about? I thought it was on the lock function. Somehow it would.
the lock function
Go
usually
halfway down.
is roll them all the way up.
Okay.
You can roll them back up with the lock button, or you press the unlock button and hold it down to roll it down. Now, each car may be different, but that's a common way that people do that.
Because
And there's a way to set it also if you go through the OBD, ODB. What is it? Is it OBD or ODB now?
I think it's Oblada.
No, the onboard diagnostics, OBD. You can maybe reprogram that to go all the way down or halfway down, depending on what you want to do.
Okay. I just know that it happened to me, and I knew friends and family members that I guess hit unlock when they thought they hit lock, and they go inside, and then there's a rainstorm, and you go out the next day, and
Right.
you got a flooded car. Okay, that makes sense. If you hit unlock to lower your windows and start venting the car, that makes sense.
Another hot sports opinion I have about cars is I think sunroofs are one of the worst deals we ever had.
Love
and
them.
it's so hard. It seems like it's harder now to find a car without a sunroof.
Yes.
If you want like the options of, you want some nice options like, ventilated seats in Texas is nice. But to get that, you have to go up to a trim that then has a sunroof in it, and you can't do a sunroof delete.
I used to think I wanted a sunroof in every car. It was mandatory. And then once I got that car, I never used the sunroof ever. I may use it once and then think, it's kind of annoying, and then never used it again. But yet I feel like I need to have one.
You're like the Cowboys with their stadium.
Yes.
They never
Yes.
open up the roof. I like it I bet it's 20 days a year I sunroof it while driving.
Really?
And I love it.
Wow.
I think you're an outlier.
Because it's
Yeah.
kind of convertible-like to me.
But we're in Texas, and there's just
I know, we
so
don't have enough
many,
days
many
like
hot
that.
days.
Yeah. But I love opening the sunroof when it's like 55 or 60. Perfect.
There's something about the sunroof being open and driving, let's say it's on a nice day,
Mm-hmm.
that just is annoying to me. I'd much rather
Really?
have the windows down on a nice day than have the sunroof open on a nice day.
There's something about it. It has the little guard that flips up to keep the wind.
Yeah,
just
the
from-
deflector.
Yeah.
See, I also, the car before this one had a really annoying sunroof shade, that you would pull. And-
Yeah.
But it had a manual shade. It didn't automatically close with the sunroof kind of thing. And it was always, there was no way to make it stay in place. So as you drove and accelerated, it would creep back. So about 5 times during your drive, you're always up there and it's halfway open and you're having to shut the shade to keep that sun from blazing down on you.
I don't like the sunroof open or the windows open. I want to be as isolated from nature as I possibly can while I drive.
Oh my gosh. I used to do the gag with my mom, who was always carting us around everywhere when I was a kid, of rolling my window down, which caused that incredible percussive
yes.
buffeting inside the car.
I hate that.
So annoying. What, Mom? I just wanted fresh air. You'd always tell me to go out and get some fresh air. I'm getting it now, Mom.
Our daughter's just learned how to operate the rear window by her seat, the
Kids
little
used to drive me crazy.
rear
with
window button, and she'll pop it down while we're on the highway, and then my eardrums burst,
Yeah.
and it just that
Blood pouring out of
warble in
Dad's
there.
ears.
Window
Yeah,
lock.
you need to do the window lock. You got to hit the window lock.
I do that now. But she's sometimes when I've forgotten it or taken it off, she'll sneak in a couple of attacks.
So the other thing that I did to this car, in addition to enabling the alarm, which wasn't from the factory, I did the very controversial thing of removing the telematics unit.
What is that?
And almost every car has these now. I think this was in Consumer Reports. I'm not sure where this didn't put it on this printout. But all the cars basically spy on you. And no one knows about it, mainly. I mean, you get a car and you don't think they'll always do this thing. When I bought this last car, they said, hey, don't forget to, the sales guy is saying this, hey, while we're here, go ahead and download our app on your phone. And I said, wait, why? Why do I need to do, what do you mean, an app? He goes, no, that way you can do, roll down your windows from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I got a fob to do that. I don't need to do that. Wait, you're not going to do the app? No, I don't want to do that. Well, okay, well, you need to sign a piece of paper that says that you're refusing to download the app. And I thought, well, this is really curious. I've just never heard about this before. So I started looking at it online, and what is the deal with the app? I could tell immediately. I obviously suspected this is a big data harvesting thing, right? I sign up for this app, and it gives me something. It has the veneer of providing me a service, but it's obviously providing them a huge service. Otherwise, I wouldn't be getting a little bit of flack for not signing up for it and having to sign a form saying that I refuse to do it. So I started investigating this, and there was this big study that was done about the car companies and what they are doing to spy on you as a customer and how much they're harvesting from you and making money off of you on the back end of things. So I'm going to read a little bit of this to you. From your weight and facial expressions to your destination, cars collect a startling amount of data about you. Some of it may even raise your insurance costs. Cars used to mean freedom. It used to mean a chance for you to step away from the watchful eyes of your parents and enter a world where time and decisions were yours alone. But modern cars are computers on wheels, and giant corporations are using them to suck up intimate details about your life and make more money. If you think driving today is a chance for solitude and independence, think again. Car companies will tell you themselves if you were to wade through their privacy policies. The information they harvest can include precise location data about everywhere you go, who's in the car with you, and what's on the radio, and whether you buckle your seatbelt, drive too fast, or brake too hard. Some can gather details you might not expect, like your weight, age, race, and facial expressions. Do you pick your nose? They can tell. Some cars have cameras on the inside pointed at the driver's seat, and most come with internet connections that can ship off that data as soon as you drive in blissful ignorance. Wow. This is a privacy problem that can cost you money. Among the biggest customers for car data are insurance companies, and they're using it to charge some people higher prices. But there's no telling where your information is going. Some car companies admit they sell your data, but they don't have to say who's buying it. Whoa. Most consumers, experts say, have no idea that this is even happening. There was one expert, this was Darrell West, a senior fellow at the Center for Technology Innovation at the Brookings Institute in Washington, D.C. He said, people would be shocked at the number of data points that their car collects and transmits to other people, either the manufacturer or to third-party applications. It basically means your life can be recreated almost on a second-by-second basis as long as you're in that car. A federal law is actually about to increase the amount of data that your car can collect on you. It will soon require American car companies to install infrared biometric cameras and other systems to scan your body language, track your eyes, and other aspects of your behavior to detect whether you're too drunk or too tired to drive. But it will also open up a whole new trove of data about your health and your habits, and there are no rules limiting what the car companies can do with that information. And most of these cars now come with an internet connection. They are Wi-Fi enabled,
yeah.
and they can talk back to their home base whether you know it or not. So, there is this benefit of, hey, you can let your car talk to your insurance company to possibly give you lower rates, which that sounds good. But then all the additional information they're collecting about you, they just sell to other companies that may be interested in your weight, in your race, how you drive, who you're driving with, where you're going.
Yeah.
Where are you going? You drove to this store. Well, all of a sudden, next thing you know, your phone is serving you up an ad that is convenient in your browser. That's to a local store that's very near you.
Wow,
So
that's
these
amazing.
car companies can also snoop on you when you connect your phone up to the infotainment system, like CarPlay or Android Auto.
Yeah.
Certain car companies will even tell you, that, hey, we may collect a little data when you use your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto. So in 2023, you guys know Mozilla. I never know how to say it right. It's the browser. They make the Firefox browser.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, they're interested in privacy, and they examined the privacy policies of the 25 car brands. And every single one of them failed to meet privacy and security standards that Mozilla uses to compare brands. And they said that cars were the worst product category that they've ever reviewed for privacy.
Wow.
Dang.
Like more than anything else, cars were gathering more information on us and reselling it to others.
Wow. Okay. So do they sell this to the consumer as, hey, you ought to download this app because that way, in case you ever have trouble, Ford can locate you or whoever the car company is, and it's a safety thing.
Yes, there's always like I said, there'll always be something that they sell that is a benefit to you, but it's the iceberg under the water that they don't want you really looking at, which is that, yes, it's cool that you can unlock your car from your phone, or you can check to make sure that your car is where you said it was going to be, where you parked it. All these things, it does have some slight upside, but the massive downside of that, they are just mining us for everything we're worth, and it's stuff that we don't really consent to. If they were to ask you, hey, do you mind if we collect everything about you while you're in your car? You would just say no.
No,
Right.
I don't want you to know
No,
that.
but they don't do that. They say, hey, wouldn't you like to, whatever this little upside is.
It's part of our service.
It's part of our service.
Yeah.
Would you like this free service? Oh, yeah, sure.
Sounds good.
Okay, just hit agree here. And you agree to that 17 pages that somehow you read in half a second.
So now that we have this information, if you have recently bought a car and you downloaded the car dealer's app or the car maker's app, can you just now decide, I don't want this anymore, and delete the app? Or are they forever tracking you?
No, there are some ways to do this. Now, each car brand, obviously, there's different ways of doing it, how to go back in and opt out. And they do put some speed bumps in there for you. You got to go to this website. You got to call this number. You got to do this thing to opt out of something that you unknowingly opted into. But there are ways. So I would encourage everyone to research their brand and go online, find out how to get out of all this tracking, this telemetric data that they're gathering on you at all times, because it isn't fair, because people aren't really making an informed decision when it comes to this. And I know that and oddly enough, these car companies, or whatever the big company is, cars are being picked on in this particular scenario. It's a strange
TVs
situation. Too. Yeah, your TV's spying on you all the time. And when you bring it up, for some reason, these big companies have allies in all of your friends who are right there to do the company's bidding for them, to say, you're making too big a deal out of this, man. Just do it. Do the thing. Do the thing the company wants. And I don't understand that, why we find ourselves with that natural inclination to say, this is no big deal. Just don't do anything wrong. Who cares if they know that I'm going to this place or that place, or who I have in my car, or who I call. They have my contact list and all my recent phone numbers, and they know all that. Who cares if they know all that? I don't care.
So are you saying, even if you don't download the app, if the car company offers that, you still have to disable something in your own system,
now,
which is what you
I
did?
did. I didn't opt in. And a lot of people buy used. Here's the other thing. I've read stories about people buying used cars, and their the former owner had signed up for the telemetric service, whatever it is. And so that company still has access to look at that car and wherever that car is at any time.
Wow.
Man.
And can see it. And then the new owner has to go in and figure out how to opt out of something that somebody else opted into before them. And that just seems very unfair that this goes on, that it's up to you, the consumer, that has to do something that to prevent a company from doing something to you that you never asked for.
You know, I think a lot of people have fatigue. They're tired of fighting. I told you guys I just saw Nate Bargatze, the comedian, on his tour last week. And he did a little bit on this. He said, I used to fight cookies. I was told never to accept cookies. And so I fought it just to fight it. And he said, now I accept all cookies. You have any cookie? He goes, bring them on. And he said, and if an app asks, can I track you? I say, absolutely.
Have
Come on.
at it.
Come
Just-
on. I'll show you around.
Yes. Yeah,
he's
people
just
get so fatigued.
worn down by it.
Trying to maintain your own privacy in this world has become fatiguing.
Yeah. And you're right about do you agree to this? Hey, yeah, that sounds fine. If we're going to have this TV service, we have to agree to this.
Right.
What are you agreeing to?
So there was this one guy who, I think it was, I want to say it was, I don't want to say the car company in case I get it wrong. No, it was GM that was accused of selling the car's location data without consent even from their drivers. And they sold it to LexisNexis. Okay. And then
That's a porn star, isn't it?
that's, well, I can't say what a real name is because that would assume that I know who it is.
Well, I think we all know right now you do know who that is.
Yeah.
Talking about
you do.
Alexis, Texas. But yeah, sold it to LexisNexis, which is a data broker that buys and sells, details about customers. And so this guy, he got a copy of that data, and he found 130 pages of information about him that detailed every trip that he and his wife took over 6 months.
Oh, my God.
And he told the New York Times that after his insurance costs jumped 21%, an insurance agent told him, yeah, that data was a factor. We bought that from LexisNexis and used it to determine your rates.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount that they gather on you. Now, I did not opt in to it. I obviously didn't download the app, and I signed the form that said I reject this and so on. Never signed up for that service. And I did one step better, in my opinion, because I don't like it having a transmitter in there that can communicate with the company anytime they want, right? Because I don't know that I opted out now, but you know how they do the change the service? You ever updated your browser and you have to go back in and switch all your privacy settings back to the ones you had before because they'll reset it each time they do it. And there's a little thing that comes up on the center screen that says, I agree each time. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
What I'm agreeing to. So, yeah, I went in and opened up the dash and pulled out the cellular transmitter.
You took it out.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I opted not to get that on my new vehicle. So what do you think about that?
Now,
That's an option I didn't choose.
You don't have a working dash, but at least you got it out of there.
No, there's a module that you can, it's a plug and play that makes sure that you get full functionality just without the ability for this car to communicate with whoever they want to communicate with.
With self-driving cars now, I got a buddy who's got a Tesla, and I rode with him in it the other day, and he engaged full self-driving, and it was amazing. Drove us everywhere. But he said, they're watching me. He said, there's a camera right there, and it's trained on me at all times. And when I've got FSD engaged, if I start to drift or I'm looking down at my phone, a little alarm will go off. I have to put my hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
So how creepy is that? And more cars are going to be like
more and
this.
more cars doing that. It's not just Tesla. There are other cars that also use the same form of they watch your eye movement and they know whether or not you're watching the road.
That's so freaky because I have that. It's not self-driving. What do they call it? Like in my truck, I have that where I can put that down, and I put it just
and it'll
in case,
keep you centered in the lane and
Yeah.
adaptive cruise control, and so you can kind of.
and
But you have to touch the wheel ever so often, or something.
Yes, and I've tested it, taking my hands off the wheel just to see, and I was like, "Son of a gun, this thing!" And then I'll look down at the dash. Please keep your eyes on the road. How do they know
You're
that?
being
Eyes on the road,
watched.
George.
Golly.
So, And as we move to, things like Teslas are basically computers first and cars second, and they're amazing bits of technology. I mean, incredible. But they are roving spy machines as well.
Mm-hmm.
And something about that doesn't sit right with me and a lot of other people. It's now we're creating a world in which you can't opt out of Big Brother riding shotgun at all times.
In our neighborhood, we're kind of close to an entertainment district, and we have Waymos that'll just be parked randomly on corners or with nobody in them, and that thing radar going on top crazy, and
yes,
it's like a robot is parked by your house, and it's weird.
That's why we need all these data centers.
Yeah,
we got to keep up with everybody's data.
Yes. And then we'll all be basically living in shanty towns around big data centers. But as long as we have cool apps that we can play Candy Crush and unlock our cars remotely, we're fine.
Yeah,
Right.
we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you give me a little bit of an upside, I'll accept your huge downside. All right. I'd like to end every episode that I lead with a little word of wisdom. And since I have no wisdom, I called one of the wisest men that I know, Daryl Razor Ray, the play-by-play guy for the Dallas Stars.
Yes.
And I asked him, I said, hey, Razor, can you give me some piece of a little nugget of wisdom that I can pass on, some little wise saying? And he said, gladly, everything's a suppository if you're brave enough.
I like
Very wise
So,
man.
very,
Daryl
very-
Razor Ray.
Very, very wise. Okay. All right. Thanks to Peter Welpton, who produced this episode. And thank you to everyone in the whole wide world
Everybody.
who believes in privacy. Damn it. We need privacy. And that's the end.